What a grab. I mean, I think all announcers just love TJ Houshmanzadah. Finally, by the way, Pro Bowl wide receiver, 11 years in the league, Bengals, Seahawks, Ravens, Raiders. Congrats on Up on Game on Fox Sports Radio. Love to hear that. You're finally gracing my show with your presence after you ignored me at the rookie premiere.
I came up, introduced myself. We spoke, did I not? I did.
No, we like tiptoed around each other, and I was like, because I don't know, what were you doing there? Like, you were on the field, you were like dapping up all the guys, and I'm like, why is TJ here? What's going on? I know you're very involved. What were you doing?
So one, I live in the area. That's number one. Number two, it was probably 5 or 6 dudes that I trained that were at the rookie premiere, and so I just kind of go in there to support them.
That's amazing. Who out of those guys? That was back, I think, in April. It was raining. Who now is impressing you so much out of those rookies?
Well, they're all playing and playing well. Yeah. Tez Johnson finally got the opportunity, made a great catch. Obviously, T-Mac, many didn't think he was going to be a good player in the league. And I'm like, T-Mac is and was a lot better as a receiver in college than many gave him credit for. Even though he was the first receiver picked, I felt like some people didn't believe he can do what he was doing in the league. Even a lot of the quarterbacks, they train in the same group that we're in. So I'm around these dudes once January comes pretty much every day.
Yeah, it's MVP Tez Johnson. That's what we're going to call him from now on.
Yeah,
MVP.
That was crazy. Yeah.
He has the best personality. I remember tweeting that day, Tez Johnson needs a podcast. He's an absolute star, and I look very smart because he absolutely crushed it. I love that you are training them, these stars, in the future, but last night was all about these old men. Flacco's like a former teammate of yours. Talk to your Bengals. What a win. Unbelievable. Taking down a division rival in primetime. What impressed you the most about Joe?
Joe's been there 10 days. and to do what he did last night, remarkable. But I'll say this. The Bengals receivers, Chase and Higgins, this is the best set of skilled players he's ever played with in his entire career. And it just so happens, it's late in his career, obviously. But for Joe, he's like, I had these guys on the outside. I just have to put the ball in the vicinity. They will make the play. But for him to understand the offense, to be running check with me's and alerts and getting them out of bad plays into good plays after 10 days just shows you, one, how smart he is mentally. But smart also, like, you know what, one-on-one, I'm going to throw it to those guys on the outside, and what a heads-up play by T. Higgins right there. You know how many guys would have run into the end zone and then been sweating it out at the end of the game?
And there's a big talk of yesterday, of course, and those receivers and everything they're doing as Flacco tries to keep things alive for Joe Burrow with that crazy hair to come back and maybe get this team into the playoffs. Flacco took this zone read 12 yards for a first down. TJ, you played with him, you played against him. When's the last time you saw him move like this?
Dude, I was telling my son watching this game last night, we played against Flacco when he was with the Ravens. I want to say it was his rookie year. He scrambled and scored like a 55-yard touchdown against us. Gone, right down the right sideline. I'll never forget it. And I was like, whoa, this big dude is actually moving. But Flacco's a pocket passer. And this shows you how much he wanted to win that game last night. And Mike Tomlin knew it, too. He basically called the Cleveland Browns idiots for trading them. That's what he basically said. You guys are idiots.
He knew.
But Joe wanted to really win that game. A quarterback at this late in his career running the ball in a regular season game, Joe wanted that game.
Is that the key? Just throw it to Jamar Chase a million times?
Jamar and T, yeah. I mean, if they're going to play you one-on-one, single high defense, yes. Now, 23 targets is a lot. You're not going to get that every game. We love it. But see, stuff like that, A.J. Brown will watch that game and say, oh, my God. But, yeah, they're going to play him one-on-one, feed them.
The run game was working. The offensive line was working. If you're Joe Burrow watching this, like, what do you think he's thinking?
Please keep us in the hunt. Please keep us in the hunt, because when I come back, it's heavy for the rest of the league.
I love it. Trey Hendrickson didn't play. I hated that. They somehow, they keep getting turnovers, though, this defense. I love that. Dan Orlovsky said, that's the reason to maybe not believe that they can keep it alive. Obviously, the defense leaves a lot to be desired, but they are at least doing their thing they did without Trey. These trade rumors still swirling, even after a win, which I don't agree with. Should we kill these rumors right now?
Yeah, I will say this. The Bengals are smart when it comes, like, I'm not trading Trey Hendrickson unless you give me a first-round pick. If you don't give me a first-round pick, you can beat it. Because I know if we don't resign him, I'm going to get a third-round compensatory pick anyway. And so why would I trade him for anything less than a first? And no, I don't want a second. You can give me a second and a third maybe. But I'm not trading him for anything less than that. And so if you're not going to come correct, I'm not trading him. Very simple.
There are some other storylines around the NFL I'd love to get to with you, including these. Okay, like Davante Adams, Matthew Stafford. They spoke this week, and these are two OGs that we know and love. There's like some missed opportunities between them is sort of how they framed it. And things need to come together. PUKA NACUA is missing time there. What does that mean, missed opportunities? They're both so elite at what they do. They got to click. It's midseason.
They're just so overly reliant on PUKA, who I also train PUKA.
Hey.
They're overly relying on him, and he's getting so many targets and opportunities, and you thought, oh, Davante Adams on the team, this offense is going to be hard to stop. But they have yet to utilize him in that way. And then when they are utilizing him,
Puka's out this week. No PUKA for this week, and they've got the Rams-Jags early morning on the road, very far trip for the Rams, of course.
They're going to feed him. The Davante is going to get fed. Now, it's just a matter of, one, when the ball comes to you, you got to catch it. He had a couple drops last week, and then some of them were just outside of his reach. So that's what Stafford is talking about, is we just have to get on the same page so that that ball that's slightly out of his reach is now a catch. The ball that is in my hands, I got to make sure that I take advantage of every opportunity I get. And so this game, because the Jags are a good team, this game, they really need Davante Adams to be Davante Adams.
You said this, you mentioned A.J. Brown. What do you make of that?
I don't like the hard time that he gets, because our entire livelihood is based on what I do.
Yes.
So if I'm not getting the ball and putting up stats, he's not really worth the contract that he's been paid to do. Well, at least let me show you that I am, or I'm not. And so to me, for the Eagles, it's very simple, okay? Very, very simple. The first 10 plays, if you want your best players locked in, get them the ball early. When you go through the first 10, because Saturday night before the game, every coach, you go through your first 10 with your offensive players. As long as he knows he has 2 or 3 opportunities in the first 10, you give him 2 or 3. You give Davante 2 or 3. You give Saquon 4 to 5. They know you're trying to get them the ball early enough, and they're locked in. But if you're not going to do that as a player, you get into the game, and he didn't get a first target till it was like 1:50 left in the game. The coach, that's incompetent. You should never do that. And so that type of stuff pisses a receiver off. Anybody.
What's the solve here? And I'm looking at, who did they have? Shoot. Oh, they've got the Vikings.
The Vikings.
That's tough. They're going to be in Minnesota. If he has another week where they don't throw him the ball.
Shipping to 1 or 2 teams. Buffalo, New England. AFCs, one of those 2 teams, if they get A.J. Brown, both of those teams are extremely strong, ready to compete for a Super Bowl. That's how much of a difference maker he is. But the Eagles, if they're smart, they're going to get him involved. A.J. Brown is a hell of a player.
Understood, but until when? So they give him the ball and let him go off this week against an unpredictable Vikings defense, and then they don't use him for the next 3 weeks because of whatever, and then it just keeps happening? Like, what? And I guess I don't even understand, the problem with it. There's,
Kevin Patullo's offensive coordinator. You get 60 plays. You mean to tell me out of the 60 offensive plays we run, I can't give him 8 to 10 targets a game?
But why isn't he, TJ? Why? In your best, why aren't we giving AJ the ball?
Part of it also is you're throwing them stop routes in the cloud coverage. Cloud coverage is basically a cover 2 look.
Okay.
You can't throw a stop route into a cloud coverage like that. You don't do that. Now, also, part of that is Jalen Hurts. You got to make it your mission to get your receivers the ball. And it's not just A.J. Brown. You got to get Smitty the ball as well. But if I'm Minnesota and I'm Brian Flores, Oh, I want to keep that descent going on. I'm trying to take A.J. Brown out the game. I want him to be pissed off. I want him to force the ball.
If you're Howie, what a nice, I mean, let's say that, and Eagles fans, I know you're going to hate this, but like, you're making really good points. All the things considered. It's kind of confusing to me. Like, when you do say, like, it's 60 plays, how are you not getting the ball? Like, what are we doing here? If you're Howie, though, you're like, man, I'm going to have two AFC East teams that are in it, fighting for who gets this guy, because whoever gets him, you could almost argue takes the division. You could say, like, Buffalo needs somebody. They need him, right? We're looking at what that off of Joe Brady, all that. What that would do for the Bills, it would change the game. Then again, you give him to, like, Stephon Diggs for Drake, also game over. So it's almost like you have two teams bidding for the services of this one receiver that could take them into the playoffs.
A.J. Brown is one of the top receivers in the league. Yeah. On any of these teams, he's going to make a difference, because he's just that good. And so if I'm the Eagles, I'm not trading him. I'm going to use him and utilize him, because when they played the Rams, if A.J. Brown is not on that team, they lose the game. They went to A.J. Brown because they had no choice. And look what he did. He came through. So A.J. Brown is like, when y'all need me, you want to come to me, but you act like you don't need me every game.
Can the Eagles win the Super Bowl without him?
No. No, even
well,
with them.
Then they need, so what are we doing here?
The way they're playing, Kay, honestly, unless things change drastically, Eagles aren't winning the Super Bowl. They're not good enough. They're not winning the Super Bowl.
Why aren't they good enough?
If you've seen them play, I'm just going off of what I've seen.
Is it just the OC thing? Like, was it?
I believe when you've been as great as the Eagles have been, the different offense, obviously the meat and potatoes of the offense will stay the same. We're not changing it completely, but you lose Shane Steichen, and then you hire a coordinator that isn't exactly right, so you struggle a bit, and then you get Kellen Moore. You lose him.
I did say losing Kellen Moore, people are going to be talking about it a lot more. They miss Kellen, that's for sure. Their O-line looks a little different.
The O-line for sure is different. Lane Johnson has been injured. Landon Dickerson is hurt. But I'm telling you what some of these owners
He said it, not me.
You know what these owners need to start doing? They need to start paying these coordinators like head coach, and they would stay.
TJ,
you have the money.
You got to come back. You got to come back. They have the money. That's right. I appreciate you so much. Great to see you. Congrats on, thank you for keeping these stars where they need to be, these rookies. And I appreciate you always in your perspective. And go freaking Bengals. Let's go.
Yeah, that was a great win last night. Let's keep it going. Who they, baby?
Bye, Who Dey Nation.